Thanks so much for coming along this afternoon. My name's Eva. I work for the Institute as the Higher Diploma Programme Lead. And the session today is really just to give you guys a bit more information about the Higher Diploma Programme generally. I'm also going to talk a bit about the micro-credentials and just how they fit into the full Higher Diploma Award. And then towards the end, I'm going to hang on in case you have any questions or you just want a bit more information about any particular aspect of the course of the programme. I think we have this in the diary for an hour. I definitely don't think that's going to take that long. I think I was thinking more along the lines of maybe 20 minutes, but I'm going to do my best to be as concise and to the point as I possibly can be and make sure that we get people out quick enough to enjoy the good weather with their lunch as well. So with that in mind, I'm going to get stuck straight in and start off just by giving you an overview of the qualifications pathway. So this is just to give you a sense really of where the higher diploma sits in relation to the other qualifications that are on offer. So you can see here, it shows the different progression routes that you can take through the institute, and students would generally start off with your APA entry-level designation and progress on to the CIP. From there, you can come to us as well through the apprenticeship route, and alongside this, then we also offer our targeted micro-credentials and specialist programs to support the more focused skills development. So from there, learners can continue on to qualifications like the higher diploma, which is obviously what we're here to talk about today, and go on to the ACII, and then finally the fellowship, which would obviously represent the highest level of achievement in industry. So the pathway itself really is designed to support development all the way from entry level right through to most advanced professional expertise. And here we have an overview of our higher diploma, which is a level 8 qualification on the national framework. It's worth 60 ECTS credits, and this is what leads to your MDI designation. So on completion, the MDI letter has been added after your name. Students complete 5 modules in total, and I apologise now because you're going to hear me talking about diploma versus advanced diploma quite a bit, which is a bit of a mouthful. But I'm going to try and split them out in a way that I feel like makes the most sense. So as I was saying, 5 modules in total, 2 compulsory diploma modules, 1 product module, which is a product-focused diploma module from a choice of 3, and then 2 advanced modules from a choice of 3. And these would normally be selected by the student in a way that kind of aligns with their interests and their own career goals. So the assessment varies by module, as I was saying, and I am going to talk about that in a bit more detail in a few minutes. But I think at this stage, it's probably just worth noting that students who complete the higher diploma, they also get the 135 credits towards the ACII qualification. And on completion, then they should also be fairly well positioned for more advanced roles across broking, underwriting, claims and risk. So 2 compulsory modules then, these are what provide the foundation for the higher diploma, and we have MDI 01, which is the insurance and business law module, and that introduces students to the legal principles that underpin insurance. So you'd be covering things like contract law, tort, insurance claims, and then on MDI 02, that's your insurance business environment module, and that would focus more so on how insurance organizations actually operate. So here you'd be covering things more around like governance, the different business functions, finance, and also performance management of the organization as well. So really together, these 2 modules are what kind of provides the student with both the legal and the commercial grounding that they need for this kind of more advanced level of study. Students then select 1 product module based on their area of interest. So here we have MDI 04, which is the motor insurance module, and that focuses on things like motor underwriting, policy cover, and also claims management. We have MDI 05, which is our liability insurance module, and that explores liability risks, underwriting approaches, and then of course the different specialist liability classes as well. MDI 06 then commercial property and business interruption insurance. So that would look at things like commercial insurance exposures and how organizations actually protect against property and business interruption risks as well. So these are kind of all the diploma level modules. And just to give you a sense of what the term structure and what the assessment structure for these particular modules looks like. So this would be kind of a typical structure of one of our 18-week diploma semesters. So students would start off in week 1 with their online induction. You'd have access to all of your learning supports on Moodle, which is our learning management system. And then you kind of progress through the semester with a series of live online tutorials, and they would be delivered kind of across the semester. Alongside this then as well, students are kind of engaging with their textbook, engaging in independent study. So looking at things like webinars, sample materials, different e-learning activities that we've made available. And then around week 14, students would submit their coursework assignment. So after the coursework assignment is submitted, you have one more tutorial before you complete the online MCQ. So that tutorial is basically heavily focused on exam preparation. And then, as I said, you complete the semester with your online MCQ in week 18, and then you're done and dusted. The assessment on the diploma modules, and this is probably where the difference between diploma and advanced is kind of most clear. The assessment on diploma modules is made up of two components, and the important thing to remember is that both of these need to be passed in order to complete the module as a whole. So first of all, you've got your coursework assignment, which consists of 10 questions drawn from across all the different topics in your textbook. The pass mark for this is 60%. Secondly, then you need to complete a 1-hour MCQ exam, which again is delivered online through TestReach. And there's 50 questions in this, and it's a 65% pass mark. So for anyone who's come and say from CIP directly, the good news here is that there is no negative marking on the MCQ. So there really is no penalty whatsoever for giving every single question your best go. And also students have 3 attempts at both components of the assessment. So for example, if you were to pass the coursework element, say, but you failed the MCQ exam, you just resit the MCQ exam. You get to carry your pass in the coursework and vice versa. So anything you've passed, you get to bring with you. And I should mention as well, if you're not successful in the first instance, it really is no panic. You just take another run at it. And also, just to mention, the pass rates across the programme are excellent, and the majority of people do actually pass in the first instance. So I think that kind of just goes to show that there's nothing particularly scary in there. And I think if you kind of stay on top of your coursework throughout term and just do a little bit, more often than not, people are more than happy and more than capable to get through it on the first attempt. For the advanced modules then, here is where you choose 2 advanced modules from a choice of 3. And the thinking behind these is really to just help deepen students' expertise within a specialist area. So we have the MDIO7 Advanced Claims Management module, and that would focus on things like claims strategy, technical claims handling, and also the financial management of claims operations. And then on MDIO8, which is the Advanced Underwriting Management module, that would look at things like underwriting decision-making, portfolio management, and also pricing risk. MDIO9 then is our advanced risk management module, and that is designed to help develop an understanding of different risk frameworks, strategic risk, and capital management. So really, these modules are designed to kind of move students beyond that purely technical knowledge piece into more strategic and management-focused areas of insurance. So the schedule for the advanced diploma then is a little bit different as well from what you'd see on the diploma level module. So our advanced diploma runs across a slightly longer 21-week semester in comparison to the 18-week semester that you'd see on the diploma. Again, you start out with your induction, you get access to all of your supports on Moodle, and then you progress through the term, attending your live tutorials, your live workshops at different stages throughout the semester. So assessment on these modules as well is also spread across the term. So we have 3 coursework assignments, each of which is submitted at 7-week intervals throughout the term. And the idea behind these assessments is that they really kind of help students to apply the learning as they go, rather than, say, relying on one final assessment or one terminal assessment at the end of term. Again, alongside this, students are supported through their own independent study using their textbook, recordings of the tutorials and workshops, and a whole host of other supports that we've made available on demand to help you get through the module successfully. Assessment for the advanced modules, again, structured a little bit differently. So instead of your exam, students complete 3 coursework assignments, as I said. Each is written in kind of like a business style report, and they're approximately 3,200 words in length. So they are that bit shorter than what you get for the coursework on the diploma modules. There is a bit of independent research required at advanced level. So unlike diploma, it's not based entirely on the content of your book. And really what that just means is that we're looking for you to use things like newspaper articles, industry publications, things like annual reports, or even just content that you pick up from attending your CPD sessions and incorporating those into your assignment. So to try and reinforce whatever point or argument you're making. Each assignment is a 50% pass mark, and students do need to pass all three in order to pass the module. But again, the good news is that there's no MCQ exam, so you don't need to worry about that. And also you do again have 3 attempts at each assignment. So I know for today, I've kind of talked about the different modules sequentially. So from MDIO 1 up to MDIO 8, but I think it's also probably important for me to mention at this stage that you are able to take the modules in any order that you like. So if you're looking at an advanced module, MDIO 7 claims, for example, and you're thinking, well, the MCQ exam doesn't really suit me. I think that the assignment format would work better for me. You absolutely can start out in one of those modules if that's what you really want to do. We're not going to say that you can't. But what we do recommend is that students start with a product module. So again, that would be your MDIO 4 motor, MDIO 5 liability, or MDIO 6 commercial property. And really the thinking behind this is just to get students to start off on a module that they're already really familiar with the content on, just to make it that bit easier when they're kind of already trying to get to grips with the program structure and with the structure of the assessments as well. In terms of support on the HDIP then, we know that many of our students are trying really hard to balance their study alongside full-time work. We know that you have lives and other commitments with your family and so on. So there is already a really strong support structure kind of built into the program. Students have access to our Moodle Learning Hub with materials organised chapter by chapter, broken down for you. There's so many assessment supports as well, including sample assignments, sample MCQ papers. We also provide personalised study plans, live tutorials and workshops. And also everything is recorded as well. So if you can't attend a tutorial or a workshop for any reason, we make sure that you can always watch it back at a time that suits you. So everything is recorded and made available to you as well in the Learning Hub. You'll also have access to the Quitch app. Anyone coming from CIP, again, will know what Quitch is. It's this kind of gamified learning app, which I would say is particularly helpful for when you're preparing for CQ exams. It's really helpful for your revision. And then finally, last but not least, we also have a designated contact working within the institute whose whole job is there to help you and support you and make sure that you're successful throughout the program as well. So micro-credentials then, earlier we looked briefly at the qualifications pathway, and I mentioned that micro-credentials also form part of our overall offering. So just to expand on that briefly here, micro-credentials are short, focused learning programs. So they're designed to develop practical knowledge and skills within a specific area, and they're also designed to be flexible, super industry relevant, and also super accessible alongside your work commitment. So currently we offer 3 micro-credentials within the HDIP program, and each of them leads to a standalone certification on successful completion. So you get a specialist digital badge once you pass the module, and they also then form part of the larger HDIP MDI award. So I've spoken a little bit about the product modules already, but just so you're aware, these are the HDIP modules that also earn you a digital badge. So again, just to be clear, as well as contributing towards the Higher Diploma Award, students completing any one of these product modules also receive a digital badge, recognising their specialist knowledge within that area. So these badges are available for motor insurance, liability insurance, and commercial property and business interruption insurance. And they're basically there to provide a way for students to showcase their expertise and achievement within a more focused area of insurance practice. The digital badge itself is jointly awarded by the ATU in Sligo and also ourselves in the Institute. So the badge provides a visual and verifiable record of achievement, and it can be easily shared across different platforms such as LinkedIn. You can put it in your email signature, which I see an awful lot of people doing now, and also across just the different professional profiles. So again, it is designed to help students to showcase their expertise. And another point worth remembering about the digital badge is it doesn't expire. So once it's awarded, once you get it, you have it and you can keep it forever. This slide really is just to give you a sense of how the micro-credentials fit into the wider qualification pathway. So you can see each micro-credential is worth 10 ECTS credits towards the overall Level 8 HDIP award. So again, rather than being like a standalone certification of learning, they also kind of act as this stepping stone into the full qualification, meaning that anybody that completes a micro-credential is already one module closer, and they just have the kind of 4 modules remaining in order to get their kind of full MDI designation. In terms of entry criteria then, we are looking for CIP graduates who have 3 years experience working in industry post completion of their CIP qualification. We're also looking for CIP graduates within the last 3 years who hold a level 7 or a level major award. So that could be a degree, it doesn't matter what discipline, or a member who holds extensive industry experience and wants to progress their career. So this is for people that want to do this purely for their own professional development. You would just come through RPL, which is our recognition of prior experiential learning route. It's exactly the same program, you just apply through a slightly different route, and you can join the HTIP through recognition of RPEL instead then. So how do I apply? Applications are now open for our autumn 2026 term. It commences on the 24th of August, and all you have to do is log into your member area, and you'll see along the left-hand side of the screen there's an option to click apply or renew. You just select the higher diploma program and choose your preferred module. So as I said, you don't have to start off with MDIO 1, and you can start off with any module that you prefer, but we do recommend it be a product module. So again, MDIO 4, motor, MDIO 5, liability, or MDIO 6, commercial property and business interruption. On that, I should just mention as well, if somebody is thinking about starting the program for next term and they're kind of torn between maybe 2 of the product modules, they think they might be interested in motor and liability, for example. If you're kind of on the fence and you're not really sure which one to go for, it's totally fine for you to just drop me a mail. Have the live assignments for the coursework. So it'll be the coursework assignments that you'd actually be answering the questions for this coming term. If you want to just get a sense of exactly what's expected and really, I suppose, walk into this with your eyes wide open. So do just let me know. I can send you over the materials and you can make up your mind then. For RPEL applications, as I said, that's for people if you don't have the 3 years experience post completion of CIP and you're not a level 7 or level 8 award holder, you can apply through RPL at iii.ie. You can just pop us an email through that email address and we can pick up your application there. Guys, I think that's it from me. So thanks very much for your time and for your attention.